Bodycam. Woman suspected of DUI shamelessly flirts with officers after crashing her car. On an unlucky day in Blue Ash, Ohio, a woman who may have been drinking and driving crashes her car into a street light, which leads to a strange and funny situation. The event happened on May the 11th and was caught on video by first responders who were wearing body cameras. The woman, whose name is Kelly Barton, and she is 48 years old, worked at the Ohio Valley Residential Services Group Home. She was moving a patient with special needs when the accident happened. When police arrived at the scene, they were met by an angry, drunk Barton who wouldn't cooperate and seemed to think nothing of the situation. The video from Barton's body camera shows a number of exchanges between her co-worker, and the officers who came to help. After the accident, Barton's co-worker was called to the scene and told what happened before the accident. She said that Barton was driving a patient with special needs who said that Barton had crashed into a lamppost in the middle of the street. The co-worker didn't know all the facts because she had been at work all day.
What are y'all taking me in for? What did I do?
Operating a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol or drugs or other controlled substances.
No.
Kelly, okay. I'm gonna have you step out with me, okay? We gotta go.
Not.
I know. I gotta get you out of here, though, okay?
I know you're not gonna do that. No.
Yeah. Kelly, we're not laying back down.
Officers took a closer look at the crash after the co-worker told them about it. In the video, police officers talk about the situation with their boss over the phone. The police say that the car in the accident is part of a special needs driver service, which means that the driver was probably taking disabled people somewhere. They said that the driver, Barton, was very drunk and sitting in the passenger seat of a co-worker's car, which had come to pick up the special needs passenger. The officers said they were going to look into the crash spot and check the information given by the passenger with special needs.
You had too much to drink, you just want to lay down?
Yeah.
That part.
Okay.
But she in the back seat of my car. This is what happened. The client is in the car, and he said she hit a lamppost in the middle of the street. I've been at work since 7 o'clock this morning, so I don't know if she hit something in the middle or what, but Robert just keeps saying she hit a lamppost.
Okay.
And she said she had to avoid a hole. I don't know what this is.
She shredded the back of that.
She in the back of my car.
Well, she popped both tires, so I'm afraid she hit something in Blue Ash. So.
Yep. I guess it's going to be by the roundabout.
That's what I think too. Well, you're saying she came Glendale, Milford? Yeah, it'd be up. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So here's what she told me. The driver is in her car.
Okay.
So I came to an empty vehicle.
All right.
The owner of this facility or whatever it is,
Barton's co-worker also said something about where Barton lived, saying that she lived in a shelter nearby. The police officers talked about what they could do to get Barton home safely and handle the problem. They thought about setting up transportation for Barton, who had obviously had a lot to drink.
What we're going to do with her, do you know where she goes?
Yeah, she's down at the shelter on Reading Road.
Your driver is someone that stays at a shelter?
Huh?
Your driver is somebody who stays at a shelter?
My co-worker. She's a co-worker.
Okay.
But I'm the driver. That's my car. She in the back seat.
No, I'm talking about this one.
This one, yeah, she stays in the shelter.
She stays in the shelter.
She just got the job. Yeah, she just got.
We're trying to figure out a way. If we got to get her home, we got to figure out a safe place to.
Yeah, she's at the shelter. I know where it is.
When I got here, the car is turned off, and this driver is sitting in the passenger seat of a co-worker's car that came to pick up the special needs person. So, can we even go the OGI route? Nobody saw her driving. Lady picked her up, said my boss told me to come down here and come get her. And when she came to find her, so the reason they found her is the lady that was driving that's drunk called her boss saying, hey, I need a tow truck because the car, I hit a pothole and I blew a tire.
After a few minutes of discussion, the cops decide to give Barton field sobriety tests to find out how drunk she is and if she was really driving the car. The body camera shows the cops telling Barton about the test, and her answers seem flirtatious and cheeky. She calls the cops handsome and makes light conversation with them as if the seriousness of the situation doesn't bother her. As the tests start, Barton keeps making flirty remarks to the cops and keeping a lighthearted attitude.
And she gets charged with
think it's neglect, because if he's disabled. Here she comes, and I don't see what time is it.
Kelly,
Yes, sir.
I'll need you to step out of the car for me, okay? We got to do some stuff, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to do,
Now,
okay?
if y'all want to do all this to me,
Well, hold on, let's talk. I didn't say you're going to jail.
you
or
know
anything
what? You look like the movie.
Like which movie?
What y'all want to do?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a few questions, okay?
What?
Come out over here for me, okay? You can hold my hand if you need to. Come on.
Owner.
You want your shoes too? Got your shoes in there?
What is they doing?
They're talking to you right now.
Kelly, I'm going to need you to step out with me, okay?
Yeah, I'll talk to you right now.
Yeah, you're going to have to step out with me, okay?
Come out, get out the car.
It'll be easier this way, and I'll get you your shoes, okay? So come on out. I know you're up, but I need you to step
I
outside.
can't stay here and talk to y'all.
How about this? I'll let you lean up on my car.
Look at him.
I know. But Kelly, let me get you out here, and I'll have you step outside and stand by my car. Let's hit a squad.
The first test looks at Barton's eye movements to see if there are any signs of a problem. Even though she makes jokes, Barton helps with the test, which is an unexpected amount of cooperation. But as the officers move on to the next test, which requires Barton to walk heel to toe in a straight line, she becomes less willing to do it and has trouble following the directions. The cops try to convince her to take the test by telling her how important it is that she helps them solve the problem. Barton's actions vary between flirting and pushing away, which shows how complicated her mind really is. The police then give Barton another test called the one-leg stand. He is told to lift one foot off the ground and count out loud. Again, Barton makes jokes and seems to have trouble passing the test at the same time. It's clear that she has trouble keeping her balance and following directions, which makes us worry about how bad her disability is. Throughout the conversation, Barton's words and actions show a mix of bluster, drunkenness, and fun. Her lack of attention to how bad what she's doing is both surprising and puzzling. Even though Barton's answers aren't typical, the officers keep telling her to obey and keep a professional attitude. As the conversation goes on, the cops find out that Barton doesn't have a home address and lives in a shelter. Her living situation makes it harder to talk about what happened and figure out what to do next.
Come over here. I just need you to step over here, okay? You got to work with
Yes,
me, okay?
sir.
Thank you. Okay. Well, these ambulance people are going to come talk to you real fast, okay?
Talk to who?
How you feeling?
Hey. I want the little young boys. Ask me how I'm feeling. Let the little young boys tell me.
He's young. Ready? Right here.
It's over. We're done.
That's it. Next thing we're going to do is going to walk and turn, okay? So you're going to stand right there where you are, exactly how you are.
like this.
I know. You stand there, feet together, arms to your side, okay, while I explain this. The next thing we're going to do is a one-leg stand, okay? So you're going to have your feet together, arms to your side, all right? I'm going to let you pick a foot, left or right. What you're going to do is you're going to take it, you're going to point your toe forward, and you're going to keep it about 6 inches off the ground, okay? You're going to look at your toe. You're going to count out loud. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, so on and so forth until I tell you to stop.
Stop.
Officers decide to put handcuffs on Barton because they know that letting her keep talking to rescuers could be dangerous and that she could hurt herself or others. The choice is made to keep control of the situation and stop her behavior from getting worse, which could slow down the investigation and lead to more problems. The main reason for putting on the handcuffs is to establish control and make sure that everyone is safe.
Right here.
Oh, listen, why are you handcuffing me?
Kelly.
But tell me
You're
why.
under arrest for operating a vehicle while impaired, okay?
I don't.
I got 2 fingers in this one, just in case.
Look, we put 3 on there.
We put 3 on there to be comfy.
Don't do that,
Kelly. We got 3 on there to
We've
be
been so
comfy.
pleasant. We've been pleasant to you.
Nah, y'all full of
Okay.
In the end, the body camera video shows a woman suspected of driving under the influence in a clear and sometimes confusing way. Kelly Barton's flirty and fun attitude is a sharp contrast to how serious the situation is. The officers' efforts to figure out her behavior, give her field sobriety test, and deal with the fact that she didn't have a permanent address make for an interesting and unusual story that takes place during a DUI arrest in Blue Ash, Ohio.
Just sit in the car.
Okay, so I'm about to sit down.
Sit
There
down.
you go.
Just,
Get your legs in.
scoot your rear end up, okay?
You gotta get your legs in now.
Perfect.
Wow,
look really
y'all,
good
I
with
ain't done nothing.
That'll go really well with that.
Listen, y'all, I have not done nothing.
Okay. Here we go.
And then look, I got a Band-Aid. Like, I
Okay.
don't like needles, right?
Me neither do
I don't like nobody sticking me with needles, but this what y'all done to me like.
Okay, Kelly. You are now under the arrest for operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol, a drug, or a combination of them. Operating a vehicle under the influence of illicit controlled substance.
Nah, y'all
Or illicit metabolite of a controlled substance. Operating a vehicle under underage alcohol consumption, or having
That's
physical
not
control of
right.
a vehicle while
Shine.
under the influence.
Shine,
If you refuse
Superman.
to take any chemical test required by law, you have your hydraulic privileges to be suspended immediately, and you have the right to pay a fee to have your privileges reinstated.